In this video, I want to discuss the 4 major changes that Borderlands 4 is bringing to the franchise. Now, I am 100% welcome to most of these changes. How are they going to be implemented and how are they going to affect what we're used to for the Borderlands franchise? I don't know exactly, but I'm open for change, and I really think the change of pace that they're going and the route they're taking with Borderlands 4 is really going to mix it up enough and bring us a new iteration of Borderlands that we've never seen before. Pretty excited about it, so let's jump into number one. Number one is simple. It's going to be the world as well as the compass and mini map. Now, this is kind of like two things, but I wanted to, focus this first. The world, as we know, is the biggest world they've ever made in the franchise. We're used to going to different locations, different planets, but in Borderlands 4, it's going to be one open world where you have one gigantic expansive map, and it's going to be broken up into different sections. You know how most open world games are. There's just different regions and locales, but not only is the world going to be extremely massive, it's going to have a lot of verticality to it. So, with the new movement systems, double jumping, grappling, climbing different areas, specific walls are climbable, as well as just a different style to the traversal, being able to digistruct your bike at any point, as well as fast traveling to friends, different locations. Traversal is going to be a huge part, and seeing the open world and seeing the fact that Borderlands for the first time is going to be one gigantic map, I am extremely excited to see how they're going to implement this. I think this is a very welcome change. Now, they do say that there's going to be no loading time, so in the state of play from PlayStation that we had a couple weeks ago, they said there was going to be little to no loading times, but at PAX East, they said no loading time. So who knows how it's going to be. Not a single game has no loading times, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be pretty minimal. Now, another big aspect is getting rid of the mini-map. In Borderlands 3, we have the mini-map as well as the pre-sequel, but we're bringing it back to the classic Borderlands 1 feel and bringing in the compass specifically. Now, I think this is a welcome change. Having a mini-map, not having a mini-map, I honestly do not care. Half the time, I do not use it. I barely use it to some degree. I like to just pull up the map overall, and having such a big, expansive world, as you guys know, Borderlands is known for their Easter eggs. They're known for their locations. They're known for weird, diverse, you go around a corner, you're going to have something that you're not expecting. So having a world like this and having a compass, I think is completely workable. If we think about it in a specific way, it's very understandable why they're going this route. They talk about how a lot of things can be in a very localized space, as well as a lot of things that could be super far away. They say that pretty much anything you can see, you could go to. Again, with a verticality, you see a mountain peak, you can go to it. But a local space map does not work that well in games like this. One of the weirdest maps to me was in Borderlands 3 when you're in Atlas headquarters and it has the 3-tiered map. I think that's a good system for a map that's completely vertical, but having a map this expansive and having an open world specifically and getting rid of, a mini map per se, sure, could they have it where you could toggle it on and off? You could have either a compass or a mini map or both or none. That could be an option, and I'm open to that too, but I honestly don't care one way or the other. We also have Echo 4 giving us the ability to have kind of like, our own GPS system or whatever's marked on the map, whatever your next objective is, you can press a button and it'll activate and give you like a linear path to take. These are welcome changes. The next big factor, again, this is kind of talking about the world, is the weather system. Now, the weather system is not going to have any direct impact on the gunplay, gameplay. It's not going to give you any debuffs or buffs in any way, shape, or form. Neither will it give the enemy a buff or debuff. All it's going to affect is the visual as well as the way the gameplay feels. So there's dusk, there's dawn, there's snow, rain, storms, beautiful weather, whatever it may be. This is pretty awesome to see. Next off, we're going to talk about the new gun system and the way loot works. So as you guys know, Borderlands 3 advertised millions and millions of guns. We know this is a looter shooter. We expect a wide variety, but with the new system that they're implementing, it's going to be called the licensed part system and the enhancement system for your character. They are advertising billions and billions of guns. The licensed part system basically allows you to take any part system from Atlas, COV, Hyperion, and the other manufacturers in Borderlands 4 and find specific parts that you can tie to different weapons. So if you want a torque weapon to shoot like a Jacobs, you can do that. If you want a Maliwan weapon to shoot like a COV, be my guest, you can do that as well. This is going to be super interesting and diversify the playstyle completely. Pretty insane what they're going to be coming up with. And when we're touching on this point, I also want to talk about the next biggest change that the community doesn't seem like they're pretty excited about it. But for me, I honestly don't care all that much. I mean, it's a looter shooter. I want to be able to play this game for years. I mean, it took so many years for Borderlands 4 to come out after Borderlands 3, so I want to have a lot of playtime in this game. I mean, either way, I'm going to play this game for many. I'm still playing Borderlands 3 to this day, like most of you are. But this is to change the loot. We can kind of think of it like going back to the way Borderlands 1's loot system worked, where it seems like it's going to be closer to being, let's just say, 1 in 1,000 chance of you finding the specific drop you want. Now, the reason being is, again, with this part system, if you want a specific legendary Jacobs that has a specific part to to it, you're gonna have to find that weapon. But keep in mind, you can change parts out at any time. So if you find another gun with that part system, that licensed part system that you want, you can then apply it to the gun and basically create the weapon that you want. So the drop chance on epics and legendaries are going to be extremely hard this time around. You're also bringing dedicated farming as well as instant farming, where we can use Moxie's Arena and spawn any mini boss, any world boss, and any main boss in the game to farm over and over and over, so there's no longer save quit. I think with all these changes implemented together, they're going to couple and they're going to actually complement each other in a really good fashion. So I'm not too worried about the way the loot system is going to work this time around. I mean, it's a new iteration, Borderlands 4. It's all about loot. You know, I'm all for the loot chase, and once you finally get the loot you've been chasing and looking for, it's a great feeling, and then you could just take it and utilize it to your advantage. But I'm pretty excited about that. And then our last biggest change in the franchise, and guys, this is not necessarily so much of a change, it's more of a increased implementation. In Borderlands 4, skill trees are anywhere from 2 to 3 times bigger than they've ever been in the franchise. When it comes to Borderlands 3, each skill tree had roughly 18 skills to it if we're counting the action skills. In Borderlands 4, each skill tree is going to have upwards to 29 skills, so that's nearly double. That is absolutely insane. So couple that with the licensed parts, the drop chance, with a multitude of changes to dedicated farming, the loot chase, the build diversity, and everything that's coming with Borderlands 4, I am absolutely blown away, and I think they have done a fantastic job, and everything they've showcased is just getting me more excited. There's not a single thing I would say that's actually been, you know, somewhat of turning me away from the game. You know, there might be some aspects and I'm like, I don't know if I like that, but there's not one thing that they've actually said so far that makes me not excited or less excited about the title. I don't know about you guys. I'm just super excited for this. Let me know if there's anything that you're worried about for Borderlands 4 and what you're most excited for. More videos of Borderlands 4 and all Borderlands content are going to be dropping on the channel. If you guys haven't already, subscribe to the channel and drop a like on this video, as that is the best way to help me and the channel grow. We are so close to 10,000 subscribers. Thank you guys for all the love and support. And as always, stay happy, stay hyped, and good luck looting.